Hi, this is Mark Pizzucella and welcome to 3 Minutes with Mark. What I'd like to talk about today is the ATO's brand new compliance guidelines in relation to how profits are taxed in a professional services firm. So if you're an accountant, a lawyer, engineer, architect, doctor, you're in financial services, these will impact you. These guidelines will impact you. You need to get across them. This is how the ATO will approach the compliance process when they come and review how you've distributed profits. Now, how do the rules apply? Well, first of all, there's two gateways you need to pass. Gateway number one, it looks to make sure that what you've got in place is a commercial and genuine arrangement. So it's got to be evidence-based, got to be documented. For example, if your arrangements are arranged in such a way that you're trying to achieve asset protection, but really it doesn't achieve that purpose, then clearly the arrangements are not genuine. That's just an example. You then need to pass gateway 2. That is to make sure that the arrangements you've got in place, that there are no high-risk features. So what's a high-risk feature? Well, it could well be that there are non-arm's length, I should say, transactions between entities in your group, or it could well be that there's a multiple of shares on issue, dividend access shares, etc. They could be construed to be a high-risk feature. Now, assuming you pass those two gateways, the ATO will then assess you in accordance with a traffic light system. Red, high risk; amber, moderate risk; green, low risk. How do they do that? Well, there's a few questions you need to answer, but I'm only going to consider two here. The first one is, what is the proportion of profits which are taxed in your hands as a professional person in the firm? The more profits taxed in your hands, the lesser the risk you are. The second question is, what is the overall effective tax rate that's being applied to yourself as well as entities in your group? And the ATO, in accordance with the table that it has, it attributes a factor to you. So let's go through an example. Let's assume that 50% of the profits of the firm, let's assume, I should say, that 50% of the profits distributed to you are taxed in your hands, and the other 50% are taxed in your related parties' hands. In that case, you will be given a risk factor of 5 in accordance with the table. Secondly, let's assume that all of the profits that have been distributed to you and your related entities has been taxed at an average rate of, say, or 30% or less. Then in those circumstances, you'll be given a risk rating of 4. The aggregate score of 5 and 4 is 9, and if you look at the table, you will see that you'll be considered to be high risk in those circumstances. So this is a big shift compared to what we were previously used to. Previously, if 50% of the profits were taxed in your hands, you were considered to be low risk. Now you're high risk. Now these rules apply from 1 July 2021. There are transitional rules in place though, so please watch out for those. If you have any further questions, by all means, let me know. Speak to you soon.